Christ consciousness. There will come a time where everyone will eventually be able to embody Christ consciousness. Teleportation device comes to mind. Safety limits creation. Safety limits expansion. You will not be given anything that you cannot handle. She is highly connected to Jesus. They came from the same place. Humans in future will be able to... Hi, welcome. I'm Peh Linde. I'm a quantum healing facilitator that guides people to remember and embody their multi-dimensional selves of infinite potential so they can then go on to create the best lives for themselves. But in this video, I was actually the one undergoing the session, and I was in this very deep state of mind, very relaxed, and I was brought back to this place in Egypt called the Serapeum of Saqqara. And well, there were a lot of fascinating and interesting information that was revealed during the session. Yeah. It wasn't even in my list of questions that I wanted to find out the answers to. So immediately when this information surfaced, I knew that I had to put this out there, or rather here. Yeah. And so that brings me back to last year, where I was actually guided to create this journey for 9 women, and I brought them through Egypt. Yeah. The Great Pyramid was amazing. There was only the 9 of us in there because we did a private visit. And there was this whole beautiful divine orchestration and throat chakra activation that happened. And it was amazing. But what really intrigued me during the trip was actually this visit to Saqqara. Yeah. So what Saqqara is it's basically this massive underground tunnel complex. Yeah, tunnel complex. And if I remember correctly, there were 24 different chambers. And in each chamber, there was this huge, massive stone box that is made of granite. It weighs like probably 80 to 100 tons each. And they were all laser cut to perfection. Super, super precise edges. And there was even a lid on all of them. Yeah. So that really intrigued me. And the moment that I stepped into this tunnel complex, all the cells in my body started vibrating, and there was just this sense of weird yet interesting sci-fi vibe to it. Yeah, so I was super intrigued by that. And yeah, so in this video, you actually access more information regarding the stone boxes. And this session also happened when I was in Jerusalem. Yeah, it was the last leg of my 3-month solo Middle Eastern journey. Yeah, the journey through Middle East, where I visited Jordan, Lebanon, Palestine, Israel, and also Syria. Yeah. So the session happened when I was in Jerusalem, and so some stuff regarding the Middle Eastern journey and also Christ consciousness came up. Yeah. Something else that came up was also when I was in Jordan by the Dead Sea. There was this one night where I was just out there alone in the dark, and it was the night of the meteor shower. Throughout the 1 hour plus that I was there, I saw like probably 9 or 10 meteors that, flashed across the sky. But after that, when the showers ended, I was still looking up at the sky. I was just lying down, and there was this very bright light that appeared in the sky, and I was looking at it.
And it started moving around in the sky, like kind of like that. And it lasted for probably 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, it was very peaceful, and yet I was very curious about it, and I wanted to know more. So that was what I wanted to find out during the session, and that also came up. So yeah.
In this space, and just allow your intuition to guide you, and just let me know what happens.
I see a scene before me, and I'm brought back to the place in Egypt where it's this underground tunnel of 24 different spaces, and in each space there is a black stone box made out of this black granite material, and each stone box is very huge. It's about 80 to 100 tons, and every box is laser cut to perfection. Yeah, so every box has a lid on it, and the lid can be opened. This place was what intrigued me the most in Egypt. Yeah, and it gave me like massive sci-fi vibes when I was in the space, when I entered the space.
And as you're reconnecting with this space, connecting deeply to its energy, what are you aware of?
I feel the cells in my body vibrating very quickly.
And as you drop deeper into these sensations, what are you aware of?
Teleportation device comes to mind. It's like when your cells vibrate quicker and quicker, you become light, and you can get transmitted over large distances into another space and time.
Very good.
Yeah, across space and time into other dimensions as well. So you may be in the third dimension, but you can get transported to like the seventh, eighth, or even ninth dimension in these boxes.
Amazing. Why are you here now? What do you need to do or understand in this space?
I'm here to understand the infinite possibilities of the physical realm. So even though we are in the physical realm and we think that things that can happen here are very limited, it's actually not the case. We are able to connect to so much more and explore so much more than we could ever imagine. And now I'm seeing this scene where it looks like another tunnel, but it's just pure white light.
Beautiful. Do you feel called to go into the tunnel?
I'm already in the space.
Mhm. What do you sense, feel, or notice here?
Similarly, I feel the vibration of my cells, like when I was in the place with the stone boxes. Yeah.
And as you connect deeper with this vibration, what are you aware of?
I see a male figure. He looks kind of like the Roman sculptures or figurines that we see in the ancient Roman sites or in certain places like Italy.
What do you notice about this male figure?
He feels like a protector of peace. He also came through at the part where previously you were mentioning this skylight opening and expanding. Yeah, I also saw something like him descending from this skylight. And there was also a sword that came through the skylight. And the sword I see it being anchored into the ground. Sort of like the sword has anchored into the ground, and so peace is also anchored into the ground and is spreading throughout this region.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think this guy is called Michael.
What else can you share about him?
Archangel Michael. He has been protecting me throughout my journey in the Middle East. Yeah. I sensed his presence the strongest when I was in Syria. Yep.
What can he share about this energy of peace being anchored into the land?
The energy of peace is now spreading through the land. It will take its time, but the process has been set into motion. And so things will just happen naturally, occur naturally, and nothing more needs to be done.
Beautiful. And how is this all connected to Peh? What is her role in all of this?
Her role was just to witness it happening, to observe it happening. So the moment she entered the Middle East in Jordan, the ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon happened. And when she was towards the end of her journey in Jordan, the new government in Syria advanced very quickly towards the capital. And when she was in Lebanon, things escalated even more quickly, and the new government overtook the old regime that was taking control of Syria for more than 50 years. The change in government took a very short period of time. It took less than a week. Yup. And now it has come to the last leg of the journey, because Israel plays a pivotal role in ending everything and bringing in peace.
What do you mean by ending everything?
Changes in mindset and decisions from the higher authorities governing Israel as a country. So the changes in their mindset and the decisions they make are pivotal to peace in the Middle East. So this change will occur, and thus the peace will be brought about slowly but naturally over time. This is connected to the overall rising of humanity's consciousness, humanity's collective consciousness. And Peh is just meant to witness and observe things as they happen.
Could you share a little bit about who she is and why she came to Earth?
She is highly connected to Jesus. They came from the same place, Sirius A, and so their energetic makeup is very similar. Thus, she was actually guided to walk the path that Jesus walked. She has also been guided to go to the places that Jesus has been to. She didn't plan anything consciously, but all the other people were already put in place to guide her to go to these places.
And how does she affect all of these places? Or what's the significance of her presence?
It is not her physical presence, but rather the energetical presence. And because the energetical presence is similar to the energetical makeup of Jesus, it is like the second coming of Christ that is mentioned in the Bible. So it is not a physical appearance of Jesus per se, but rather the energetic makeup of him.
And what do we need to understand about this second coming?
It is just energy and frequency that appears in the land and moves throughout the land. And so anyone that comes into contact with this energy will be entrained to be able to embody this energy as well, if they choose to. And so this sort of like energetic frequency or energetic makeup will be able to spread like a ripple effect, not only to the locals, but also to the visitors and foreigners visiting these places. And these people will also bring it back to their own country.
And what will be the effects or consequences of this ripple effect?
Christ consciousness. There will come a time where everyone will eventually be able to embody Christ consciousness or the unity consciousness that we are all one and we are all connected. Yeah. And this change is in line with Mother Earth's ascension.
Is there anything else that we need to understand about all this?
The ascension is not about transitioning from 3D into 5D, but rather it is being able to perceive both 3D and 5D at the same time and be able to choose at any point in time which dimension do you want to belong to. So for example, humans in future will be able to choose, for example, oh, okay, now I want to feel lighter, I want to become light, and I can do it. And now I want to experience physical sensations and life as a human, and then I can do it. So at any moment in time, you can choose what you want to experience. Yeah, so it's not about one or the other, but there will come a point in time where everyone can have a conscious choice at any moment in time.
Is it connected to the black stone boxes that you saw?
The black stone boxes feel like they are just a physical tool. Oh, okay. They are like training boxes. So for people that are not that skilled yet to be able to transit between different dimensions, the box can help to let them experience the feeling of feeling like light. Yeah, and once they experience that feeling, it's easier for them to be able to transform as and when they want to. Yeah, so the boxes are for training purposes.
She asked if there are any reminders or advice for her that she doesn't know about.
Yeah, the reminder is that she has all the information that she needs. She is very in tune with her intuition and her inner sense of knowing. So whatever reminder she needs, she will always get it.
Beautiful. What about that UFO-like thing in the sky? What can you share about it?
It was transmitting codes. The patterns that it was moving around in is sort of like creating a graphical drawing in the sky that then gets transmitted as codes for Peh to receive.
And what about the idea that she is a probe of the Galactic Federation?
Yeah, by traveling around and meeting people, talking to people, observing people, she's collecting data and information on human consciousness. And there are many probes like her around the world. These people will collect the information and congregate at sites like the Great Pyramid in Egypt, that is a communication device. And it is in these spaces where the information and data collected will get transmitted over to the Galactic Federation.
And how will this data be used?
It won't be used in any specific way. It's just for the Federation to observe if everything, observe and ensure that everything is going according to how they are meant to go. It acts more like a confirmation in a way. If there are any anomalies, then things will have to be done. But if not, things will just go on as usual.
Is there anything else to share in this space?
There is great potential for humanity. There is great potential for humanity to become a spacefaring civilization. Age of abundance, where all the basic needs for survival will be taken care of due to the advent of robots and AI. So when that happens, humans are free to create. They will be spending time creating, bringing whatever they can imagine into creation. So it will be very exciting to observe.
Amazing. What is the most important thing for humans to understand in order to step into this freedom?
Creation never ends. Everything that we think, say, or do are all creations. And that we have immense inner power, immense abilities to create the best lives for ourselves. So whatever you focus on, you will create.
What is the most important thing for us to do?
Discover this power within. Look within to identify everything that is blocking you or holding you back or restricting you. They are all simply structures that you have created within your own mind. And so they can be demolished at any time, in an instant.
And why are we holding on to these structures? Why can't we let them go?
Because we don't believe that we can let them go. We hold on to things for safety because they have been there for a very long period of time. And so it feels safe to have them there. But safety limits creation. Safety limits expansion. And it's only by constantly creating that we can experience real fulfillment.
As we are in the process of letting go, how do we find safety?
You can find safety by having faith in your ability to handle any situation that comes. Because you will not be given anything that you cannot handle. So the safety comes in understanding that you already have everything it takes to walk the path and to complete whatever you want to complete.
Beautiful. And what do we need to understand about what Peh is doing in Jerusalem? Anything specific to do?
There's nothing specific she needs to do. She can just walk around anywhere she wants to. She can stop anywhere she wants to. She will meet the people that she's meant to meet. And she will know when the connection has to start and when the connection has to end.
Beautiful. And what about the next steps? What about June and Bosnia?
For Bosnia, she is meant to experience the grounding energy near the temple of Mother Earth. She can either look for an apartment near that area or visit the temple of Mother Earth regularly. It is not a specific temple per se. It is just that area of land that by just walking around that area, you can feel the intense connection to the depths of Earth.
And how long should she stay there?
From end of May to the second week of July. And from the second week of July, she will head towards Estonia and Russia. And the journey ahead will then be revealed in time.
Yeah, I mean, all this stuff that came up during the session, they aren't anything new, right? I mean, these things have already been there for like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And all this information is only now resurfacing because as our collective consciousness rises, humanity is now ready. Yeah, we are now ready to remember. And now is the time to remember. So, yeah. I would really appreciate it if you've enjoyed this video to actually share it with fellow seekers, star seeds, light workers, anyone that you think would resonate with this video. Yeah, and also feel free to reach out to share with me if you have any piece of the puzzle. Yeah, because that is basically what we are doing, right? Like everyone has like a different piece of the puzzle, and we are meant to actually all come together to remember our real history. Yeah, our real history, both the ancient and the galactic. Yeah, and also in the process to discover our own divinity as well. Yeah. And if Egypt calls out to you, there will be another trip to Egypt in November this year. Yeah, it will be co-hosted by a dear friend, Shora, and I. And yeah, we will be leading you through the journey. I will leave a link in the pinned comment below. So yeah, do check that out if you are interested. And last but not least, thank you so much for being here. So much love to you.